Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is a scene for Sept of the Howling Wind, a Werewolf the Apocalypse joint set in San Diego. Fair warning, by the way, this scene may have triggering topics, so viewer discretion is advised. So, Jessica finally gets some time away from the family in this really weird week between Christmas and New Year's, that week that kind of just seems to disappear in time as people kind of wait through the holidays and kind of try to come down from Christmas, but then have the swing up into New Year's. So Jessica finally takes herself to the door of Andrea, who's been staying at her house, and kind of knocks softly.
And she gets up and she opens the door because she figures there's someone in the house and they're not knocking loud. So. And she looks out her door and she sees Jessica and she's like, "Hey, what's up?"
So Jessica is always really, really, really super fucking on point, like clothing wise. Yeah, today she's wearing basically like one of the guys, like overly large shirts and like sweatpants and like mismatched socks.
Oh.
Like her hair is like a messy bun, and she's not wearing makeup, not even like her morning makeup.
Andrea is physically taken aback, and she like looks Jessica up and down, and she like looks at her socks, and she's like, "Okay, you need to come in."
Mm-hmm.
And she gestures for her to come in, and she like looks outside the door to see if there's anyone like watching.
There are no tacky banes following, no.
Ouch.
She just looks like trash, that's all.
Yeah. So she turns back, and she's like, "Do you want me to leave the door open or closed?"
You can close it.
Okay, she closes it softly. So, I'm sorry, I don't have very many places to sit in here.
She flops where she's standing on the floor. Just boop, like sits cross-legged.
Okay, that works. Are you hungry at all?
Mm-mm. Go figurehead.
Well, that's good, because I don't have anything to eat. And
I'm either pregnant or stressed. I'll hold my hand up and like shake it.
You seem pretty stressed. And the pregnant? What?
I've been trying with my husband to have a baby, and I don't know if I'm pregnant or not. But I feel like ass.
Well, you want to talk about it?
I remember when Daz first got pregnant, she felt like ass too.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Some form of feeling like ass. Yeah. Have you been throwing up?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Morning sickness, yeah.
But Daz didn't either. I don't know. I don't care right now.
That's fair. If that's not what you really feel like thinking about, there's no need to. I mean, and honestly, if you're feeling stressed out from something else, it's not going to help the baby at all. So maybe you should talk to me. I'm not good at this. It's really not what I do. Most people avoid me, and I avoid most people. I'm just giving you the heads up.
You're like, okay.
Emotional labor is not my strong point, okay? But look, I mean, you're someone who's important to me, and I'm glad that you're finally here, even if it's under less than great circumstances. I'd like to make the most of it.
Oh.
If that's just talking to you, then I mean, fine with that.
She blinks like, She didn't know she was important to you, and now that's like super exciting her. I'm important to you, like questioning, but not like sus questioning, more just like, oh.
You're one of the first people to welcome me here, and you are pack mates with someone else who is pretty important to me too.
Ooh.
Did you say who? I'm sorry.
Yes. You said who?
Lays with dragons.
She lights up when she hears her name, but it's very affectionate. It's like you mentioned her favorite sister, and she kind of wiggles a little bit.
Andrea's actually smiling a lot too when she sees Jess's reaction. And she's like, yeah, I got her a Christmas present actually.
Oh.
And I'm waiting to give it to her, but I haven't ran into her yet, which is kind of a bummer. But I have had to grade a lot of papers, so go figure.
I got her this dagger where the wings, where the blade is the wings on a Pegasus.
Oh, shit, that's cool.
She'll wiggle. Sierra is very close to me. Actually, Sierra is part of the reason that this part of me, she'll kind of like point her up and down, exists. I found myself while I was with her in doing something to Coyote. We were summoning Coyote, and we wanted to get his attention and earn his favor. So we cross-dressed. And in doing it, I realized that there was this part of me that I had never explored or that I had ever realized was there. I had realized that I was queer. I've always, even as what I identified as a, and she'll air quotes, cis man, knew that I was gay. But she'll kind of furrow her brow. The gender fluidity was certainly something to learn at 36.
Well, we're always learning things about ourselves, and I don't know, from what my dad told me, a lot of people realize things late. It's not always something you realize when you're a child.
I don't really think I had the capability as a child. I was in a very... The sept that I came from so strongly identified in what it was and who they were that consumes you a little bit.
Wait, what did you say? I'm sorry.
He says that the sept that, or she said that the sept that she came from, like, who and what they are is so much a part of your identity that it kind of pushes out, like, other identity, basically.
So you had no space to define yourself.
Mm-mm. Sarah and I actually come from the same sept. Hand of Asir.
Wait, what?
Hand of Asir and I come from the same sept.
Sarah?
Hand of Asir.
Oh, okay. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I misheard you terribly. I'm not...
The beta.
Who is that?
The beta of the sept.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The one.
Sorry, I'm still settling in and I'm not super familiar with everyone's names yet.
She'll like point around at the house, like this guy's house.
You know we still haven't met, okay? So give me some...
She'll laugh.
Like, okay, just getting all flustered and shit.
She'll
like,
reach out and like touch her nose, like playfully, like he's never home anyway. Don't worry.
Okay.
And
I do have to meet him eventually, though. He's a what?
He's up to something. He's doing something, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's That's just great.
It's not bad. It's just I've noticed it. He's she'll kind of like do the flustered hands, like I don't know what he's doing.
That, yeah. Well, it seems like a lot of people on this app have their own little projects, which is understandable because I have my own projects too.
I'm just having as much fun as possible staring at the legendary Garu as I can before he asks me what the hell I'm doing.
Wait, there's a legendary Garu here?
You haven't seen him?
Unless somebody I already met is legendary and I didn't know it.
Do you want to meet the legendary Garu?
Are they gonna eat me?
No. Holy shit, this house is huge. I can't believe you haven't seen them yet.
I've been in my room grading papers almost this whole time.
Cup her face. She cups her face. Oh my god. Mwah! It's fine.
She
I
grins.
just Jesus. Sorry, I dropped my swell out again.
That's okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Listen. I have tea to spill.
Hold on. Okay, I'm willing to listen. I mean, yeah.
Caroline spent all last night in his room.
Little sweet Caroline?
She came in and out wearing the same outfit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, you don't understand. You haven't seen this guy. He is really, really not what you would think Caroline would be interested in.
You never know. I mean...
This guy is tattooed, scarred, or pierced from his collarbones down.
It actually makes a lot of sense. Little innocent thing like her. And some, I don't know, sounds like a little bit of a bad boy.
Have you ever seen Friendship is Magic, My Little Pony?
Is that a television show? I think some of my students watch it, but no.
He reminds me of Fluttershy. He's very shy.
Shy?
Yeah.
I could see how that would attract her too. She probably sees somewhat of a kindred spirit in that. I don't know. She seems like the kind of person who would look beyond physical appearances. Or maybe she's not. I mean, maybe she's really into that.
Physical appearance, 30 years and a massive rank difference?
She shrugs and puts her hands up. Look, I can't explain her thinking process. Don't ask me. I'm not a psychologist. I study people who've been dead for thousands of years, generally.
She'll giggle. I'm sorry, I'm being such a brat today.
No, that's fine. I mean, if you're unwinding, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah. I just...
Hey, she puts her hand on Jess's shoulder. It's like, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you think.
No, it's not that.
Shit.
Something happened and I'm still kind of processing it, you know?
Something happened? Something good? Something bad?
She actually tears up.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take that as not good.
So one thing that most people don't realize is that I'm not two people. I'm Jessie. I may present in two different sexes, but I'm me, you know? Something happened. And I'm really confused and I'm still really upset and I'm trying really hard to like process it and deal with it, especially since it's been handled and dealt with. But I still feel like it's like I should feel closure. And I know that it wasn't malicious. She'll kind of cover her face.
Cat.
What?
The cat.
How do you know about that?
I watched The Punishment. I was going to find out what it was that she did because I didn't want to make the same mistake. But I was stopped, and so if you said someone's been punished, she's the only person I know who's been punished recently. And I'm pretty good at putting two and two together.
She gave me weed that was laced with heroin. And she'll kind of swallow. I told her I told her I'm gay. And she said that she was good at making men flex. And I just it's my fault. I should have said no. I should have been clearer.
No,
and I
no, it's not your fault. It's not. It's not your fault. Come here. Well, no. Do you want physical contact right now?
I'm fine. She'll like crash into her arms, like, oh my god, hold me.
She like squeezes her tight. Look, it's not your fault.
I'm trying so hard. I know it's not. I feel like at the one hand, it's not that important. That it's not that. Like I need to not overreact. I just need to move past it. I just need to. Trying, and I have a great life. I mean, I'm trying not to feel like a fucking victim over here, and I just.
Yeah. Just it's not your fault, okay? And she's actually starting to cry as well. She's biting her lip and she's thinking out loud. She's saying, I want to be mad right now, but I just no. Now's not the time for that.
My biggest problem is that I know she wasn't behaving maliciously. I don't want to be mad at her. I don't want to make things uncomfortable here for her. But there's two.
You're not comfortable, are you?
I'm not. I'm uncomfortable because I accept that sometimes things like this fall into areas of gray. That sometimes it's not black and white as much as we wish it would be. It's not right or pure wrong.
Maybe, but it still seems like she coerced you, and it still seems like it's not what you wanted. And that is wrong, in my opinion. But it's for you to decide. It's not for me to decide or her to decide, or honestly anyone else to decide. That's the first thing that I think you need to keep in mind, is that how you deal with this is, other than how you're reacting emotionally, up to you. And if you want to do something about it and you feel like you need some kind of further something, then you should pursue that, even if a punishment has already been dealt. And I'm not saying you should try to hurt her, but maybe, I don't know, maybe you need to talk. I think that's really fucked up of me to say, but honestly, I feel like you need to hear things from her that only she can say. And if you don't think she was being malicious, find some kind of reconciliation. I don't know though. I don't want to tell you what to do. I just want to be here for you.
There's one thing that I kind of would like to do, but I don't know how to go about doing it.
Okay, well, shoot.
I know that this subject can very often be seen as a woman's burden. But it occurred to me that there are men who are being, that this is happening to, that don't feel like they have a voice or a way to deal with it. And that's
true.
Not right. I know I felt very alone and ashamed, and I felt like I was the one at fault.
You're not. You just, you know, have you ever been frightened and you couldn't move before? It's just like that. It's just, you freeze. And just because you can't bring yourself to say no doesn't mean that you were saying yes. And I think if you want to use your voice and use the experience of what happened to you to be a voice for others, maybe that would help.
Shamad, I think I'm going to look into that. I think that'll help me to kind of work off and process.
I mean, if you want, I could call my dad and ask him if he knows anything about that. I mean, he is into like queer feminism for men things. I know that sounds weird, but like
the Mankind
my
Project?
whole family. What's that?
There's a movement called the Mankind Project.
Oh, well, then there you go. I had no idea personally. I mean,
But if you'd like to contact him, that might be nice.
well, it's been a while since I've talked to him anyway. Maybe I should.
Sure.
But that's for later. What are you thinking?
Do you want to meet the guard that's staying here? The legendary one?
If you want to do that, I mean, if you just want to stay here and hang out, that's fine. I don't know. You are Lays with Dragon's Pac-Man, and I know she likes to smoke. So if you want to smoke, I have some of that. But you don't seem like the kind of person who generally does that.
I smoke a lot. You're not.
Okay, so that makes sense.
My daughter at 3 a.m. and ask her questions while I'm high.
I just figured, you are already so laid back and also high-strung at the same time that... It does make sense that you're high all the time then. Okay. Anyway, we can do that. before or after meeting, or just do that instead? I mean,
We should
I
probably be sober when walking up to a legendary Garu. That makes sense to me.
yeah, that makes sense to me too. I mean, it's fine. I mean, hmm. She looks around. Do you think I should like put some like fancier clothes on? She's
I don't
just
think
dressed in a pair of jeans. Okay.
Nope. Really don't think so. You'll understand. She would like nod and kind of grab her hand and tug to the back.
Oh, okay. I'm coming. I'm sorry.
So she'll lead her through the house and she'll take her and she'll kind of sniff for him and kind of like listen for him. And then she finds him. He's sitting in one of the hallways. And it takes a minute to recognize this is a legendary Garu because you wouldn't think it at first. He's sitting on the floor with his legs kind of pulled up, like his knees pulled up. And he's got a book kind of in front of him, like he's kind of holding it carefully. And he's reading it. Because it's fucking book and people read books, you know? And
yeah, Andrew's not gonna just... Okay, go on.
Oh no, the one thing that Andrea notices is that he has hair that's so long that it's basically pulled around him.
Oh, cool.
And he's basically just kind of sitting there reading a book.
She's gonna approach very quietly and try to read the title of the book.
The problem is it's in Arabic.
Okay. Do I feel sassy right now with the dice? I mean, okay, I mean, I am an archaeologist. I probably have seen Arabic before. I'm thinking maybe it's linguistics runs off of what do you call it? The academics. So I'm gonna make it academics. I think I need to reopen Discord though. I don't think I have Discord open.
Hi.
No, I don't. That's great. Well, hopefully it doesn't take 5 years to update this time. But I hadn't had it open for months at that point, so it should. I might get a little bit more chatty right now too, because I'm feeling big advice. If Discord opens. But okay, my intention is to roll academics. Would it be a wits or intelligence? I think intelligence makes more sense.
Actually, if she has academics, this one's simple enough. He's reading the Quran. I'm sorry, I just realized it's a fucking Quran. Okay,
okay.
Recognize that.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That would be. And she has a 4 in academics, so yeah, that's. Yeah. I should still have Discord open though if I need to make any other rules. She's saying let me double check something. She says a little bit louder. She says, "Salam."
He'll look up at her, and he'll look up and then kind of look at her, and he'll smile very softly. His hair kind of falls a little bit into his face, and he'll say, "Salam." And he'll close it and kind of tuck it under his chin, and he'll tuck his chin on his knees.
She grins at him. So, I see that you're reading the Quran. Any particular part of it?
I'm reading a chapter on self-reflection and on cleansing of the soul and not neglecting to remember balance.
Fairly relevant things to our endeavors as guru.
Smile.
She says, "Do you mind if I sit?"
We'll shake his head. Jessica will sit too.
Sit cross-legged.
Let me not be rude. I am Anatolia Akolyevich Petrova. I am Mohammed, born under the gibbous moon, and considered a legend amongst the people. I am the Silver Fang of House Wiseheart. And he'll smile softly. He speaks so fucking soft for somebody who's 7'4".
She says, "It's my honor to meet you, Tolia Raya. I am." Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm known as Soul of Mountains. I'm known as Soul of Mountains. You forgot his guard name.
Do you prefer Tolia, though?
I prefer whatever. I'll shrug. You can call me
Fair
Tolia.
enough.
You don't have to call me Tolia Ria, though. Just call me Tolia.
Okay, I will then. As I was going to say, I am G. I am Cleath, of course, but I have the fortune to be going under on 2 legs and into the Black Fury tribe.
You're the one that I have heard about.
Oh no, I hope good things.
No, of course. I heard that you're the one that is drawing together and trying to lead this fight against the Thunderworm.
That is my intention, yes. I was assigned this duty, and it's one that I will take great care in undertaking. It's of great importance to the survival of our sept.
Actually, in hearing of it, if you don't have a deed name, I had actually considered one for you.
No, I mean, I am not opposed to that.
Smile.
It'd be an extreme honor to be named by a legendary guru. Very, very proud if you did that. So,
Your name has just come up several times, or I've heard it, and each time I'm reminded of the same thing. I'm very dear friends with an elder of your tribe. We've been friends for quite some time. Her name is Mari Cabra. I don't know if you know of her.
her eyes go huge, and her jaw drops, and she's like, ah.
Her packmate is one of my best friends, and Jonas and I have... He'll shake his head. My God, we have been running as friends, and my pack has ran with their pack several times throughout the years on joint missions, and I have fought by her side quite a few times. So I'm familiar with your tribe and their tales. And it's
Her mouth is just making like that, like motion that fish make with their mouths. Like she's just like wow.
So I'm familiar with your tribe, and one thing I've always admired about the Black Furies is their passion, how much heart they have, and how much they give. So when I thought of you, and I've heard of you over and over and over again, the name Fury's Heart kept coming to me. Do you like that?
She immediately starts grinning when he says it, actually nodding, like, yes. And she manages to say yes, finally.
I don't know what this sept's protocol is for deed names being given, but if your sept would allow it, and you like it, then I shall name you Fury's Heart.
Do you like it? And it would be, as I said, my great honor, and it brings me great pride. Don't call me this name.
I can see it in your eyes that it's fitting. He'll kind of lean back against the wall with a warm, fatherly smile.
Blinks several times and shakes her head. So, before I go totally awestruck on you here, I mean, to go totally awestruck on you here, I suppose.
I'm just me. I'm nobody that important. Seriously. He actually looks like he fucking means that.
Well, it's just to have a legendary guru bestow a name upon me. But it's I really like the name, and I'm excited to tell people, honestly. But this is going to sound terrible, but can you tell me about my tribe mate? The one you run with.
You wish to know about
Mary. Oh, I know about her, but I would rather hear it from you. You understand? I mean, legendary and a Galliard, so it would honor me with story or about her. I would be. You don't have to, though. I've already gotten so much from you. You've given me so much.
Why don't I tell you a funny story about Mari?
She nods. She's like, that would be good.
One time, Mari, Jonas, Ev and I, my packmates Antonio, Mia, Sabala, my wife, we were in Barcelona and we were dealing with a nest of leeches, and Mari, she had playfully upset me the night before, and I told her that I'd have my comeuppance. I'd get back at her. So I awakened some catnip. I put it in the pocket of the jeans she was going to wear that day. Mari likes to lay her clothes out the day before. She'll lay her clothes out. And so I slipped a bag of awakened catnip into the back pocket. And so she gets up and she comes out to the parlor. We're all meeting for breakfast. He'll kind of look at her like mischievously. My wife was a Bubasti. And she smiles. Or he smiles.
Her jaw drops, and she's like, no.
So my wife launches across the table in her saber form, the equivalent of our Hispo. And just...
She's like face palming a little bit.
Her pants.
Oh my God.
Shreds them, trying to get to this catnip. And Mari the entire time is trying to figure out why my wife is trying to get into her pants so badly. That was the joke. That was the thing that she had mischievously said at me, is that my wife wanted to get into her pants. She meant it as an offhand joke, and so I said, well, okay, if you insist.
That is quite delicious, to be honest.
Tore them from the hips down, little shreds. She had to change. And my wife was high on catnip for the encounter.
Oh, well, that must have made... I've had cats, and I've seen them on catnip. I thought those leeches were toys in her.
It was...
That would have been something to see, honestly.
I think she rolled around in their blood for a while, and I was like, no, that's nasty!
That is a little nasty, you're right.
That was no. I know she had a thing for blood, but dear God, wow. We'll just rub his face and just look up like, oh my God, wow. Then there was that time she got my hand bit off by Fenris because she mouthed off to him at the wrong time, but that's another story.
That is another story, and I want to hear it someday. I imagine you want to return to your studies. I'm sure I've taken enough of your time as it is.
Oh, I'm a follower of Islam, so I've read what kind of motion the Quran. I've read it back and forth many times, but I do need to rest. I'm a bit burnt out right now. But please, by all means, if you see me and want to speak, approach me. I would love to.
Well, I mean, to tell me more stories.
I plan on telling one at the moot.
Oh, soon.
As well.
I have no idea what's going on at any time. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's I'll shrug. The only reason I do is because I like structure.
That's good. I try to be as organized as possible, but I'm so caught up in school stuff, lose
You're an
track
academic.
of what's going on. Yes, I am an archaeologist. Though I have not had as much chance to work in the field as I would have liked.
His face lights up. Do you know, Helene, where my family's home is?
Would you repeat what the name was?
He said, do you know where my family's home is?
I not say that I do offhand.
Karnak.
I mean,
In Egypt.
Karnak?
Karnak.
Or jaw drops again.
Temple of Karnak. Luxor.
Yeah. That is, I mean.
And I maybe, not to brag, and I'm truly trying not to brag, so please don't take it that way. I just have a PhD from Oxford in humanities. With a specific in philology and linguistics, but then you'll just know it's a little thing.
Oh, linguistics. Well, maybe that's another reason that I should talk to you. I really should learn more languages than English. I have a passing familiarity with a number of them, obviously, but actually gone into depth to become fully fluent,
Would you like to learn Linear B? Or maybe Sanskrit? You'll just kind of look like I got those. Ancient Greece, Chaldean, maybe Etruscan.
Maybe. I just had an excellent idea, though, and I would extremely appreciate if you could just do me. I know you've already done so much for me, but a little favor and look at something that I found.
Well, sure. Anything, of course. Tell me.
Okay, follow me. And she, if leads them back to a room.
Mm-hmm. He'll get up
where she says,
fucking curl his 7'4" ass up and follow her.
Then, it's nice not to be the tallest one here.
I'll smile.
Though I imagine you don't get that opportunity very often.
I've only had to look up to one person in my entire life that wasn't my father. And he was shorter than me, but that's not why I looked up to whatever.
That's perfectly understandable.
Smile.
Stature is not just height.
I can think of somebody that's 5'2" that can bring me to my knees. And Jessica cracks the fuck up quietly behind her hand, like, oh my God.
So look over on the vanity there. You'll see my what I assume is a family heirloom. So and untyped with a strange writing that is. I assume that Toya wouldn't know it because it's not really like a known language. It's a lost ancient language. It might have some similarities with, if anything, I would think with like I mean, the closest thing I can think of it would be probably to like Bastet, or yeah, Bastet.
Yay! Remember, he was married to a Bastet for 30 plus years.
Yeah, yeah. But Intruda has no idea that they're like that. I just had to think lore-wise what would be the closest thing to this, because I hadn't really actually what it is. So
he'll
specifically
take it and he'll say,
that though, it would be different. Like,
may I make a rubbing of this?
oh, certainly. Please do.
Yeah, he'll take out a first. He'll say a soft prayer to the spirit in the fucking fetish, because I'm not gonna touch you with that. Then. And he'll take out some very soft archival rubbing paper and rubbing charcoal, and he'll kind of carefully lay it on the axe and very gently he'll basically take rubbings of all the markings, because sometimes shit can kind of fit together like a little puzzle.
Yeah, well, on the blade itself, the blade is decorated with runes, but like abstract designs.
Yeah, so he's just kind of getting rubbings of all of it, and he'll look over it, and his fingers will kind of not ghost over it. He won't touch it because he'll smear the fucking charcoal if he does it. And he'll say, "I think I can work on this if you want." I imagine that's what.
Okay. I'm not very good at squeeing when I'm not literally squeeing. So, and Tria squeeze though, and she like puts her hands together like in front of her. Really, that means so much to me, because I've been trying to figure out what it is. All I can tell is it's really fucking old, like the axe, but the axe great condition, as you can see. But yeah, and maybe we can talk more about my project, which is to find whatever culture this axe belongs to, and I think it has something to do with my family, because well, that's I'm sorry, I'm getting all worked up about my project.
Do you now see why I thought a fitting Gar name for you would be Furious Heart? I love passion, Andrea. You're just fitting the name that I thought fit you anyway.
She just grins. She's like, well, I mean, I am really passionate about discoveries. I mean, I know it's not the most typical thing for my auspice, but I think a person can be exploration can be kind of a warrior thing to do in a way. Knowledge is a weapon, and honing it is full.
I think sometimes the Garu put too much emphasis on the roles of auspice and use it to limit what Garou can and cannot be. I am a Galliard, and yet I have become one of the greatest Rite Master, if not the greatest Rite Master in the nation. I know every Garou rite that is known by the common Garou. Some of the ones that are secret, rites that are lost. Some would say that's a Theurgist job.
Yeah, but I mean, as a Galliard, isn't it also your job to pass on the lore of our people and thus do that?
He'll nod. And see? Isn't it safe to say that as a warrior, as one born under the full moon, it would be fitting that you would bring light into the darkest places? Shed light onto all? And give her a soft smile.
Yes. I mean,
if you don't,
that's the only way to drive the worm back in the long run.
He'll scoff softly, as though it just by instinct he had a reaction, and then he'll smile softly and he'll say,
She does raise an eyebrow. Do you think that maybe we shouldn't be driving the worm back?
Give her a look. It's clear that it's actually very similar to the one in his overlay. He's not judging her. He's calculating and thinking.
She just looks extremely curious. She doesn't look hostile. As if she's open to listening to.
I do have to go, but I'll leave you with this in parting. If the Weaver is the one who trapped the worms in her webs, and the one who drove him to madness, if the wild cannot keep turning out creation after creation which is not being unmade, how is the worm the only enemy that we face? How is the worm the one that we put all of our attention onto? Are the Garou falling to a madness of the Weaver's machination? By attacking the worm so single-focused? Are we just serving the Weaver? And completely
very slowly.
Oh, now you probably think I'm mad. He'll get up.
No, not at all. But we will definitely have much to talk on the next time we meet, and I look forward to it extremely much. And she grins.
I'll smile. Nod to her.
She's irked at all. She looks like she's thinking about things.
We'll smile to her. We should definitely sit down and talk later.
Relish that. I would relish that a great deal. I think I have much to learn from you.
His phone will ring, and he'll kind of look down at it and sigh deeply and roll his eyes. And he'll say, "It's the High King. I actually can't not take this."
She snorts a little bit at his casual response, and mouth as if she's like a little embarrassed that she reacted that way. She says, "Well, I guess you better take that. I should probably get back to my room."
He'll nod and he'll pick the phone up, and because it was going for a minute, and he'll put it to his ear, and he's like, "Jonas, no, what? No, oh fuck you," and he'll just start walking. And Jess's eyes will just go up like, "Did you just tell the High King fuck you?"
And that is exactly what he did. And it took all my willpower not to crack up.
Yeah, she'll just, okay then. Well, ice cream?
I'm
I feel like ice cream.
Oh, that sounds really great right about now.
Okay.
But can we stop by my room first and for a quick smoke? So,
Yes. And then
maybe
Munchie.
eating space. Yes,
Oh God,
exactly.
munchies. And she'll run with her to the room. And I think that is a good place to end our scene.
That's great.
So
So I think that went well. I mean,
thank you players for playing and thank you watchers for watching. Bye bye.